Hey yo, what up? What up? It's Lamech with Selah Sports TV back at it again. Chill. Well, one thing that we can be appreciative of is one, Mr. Turki Alalshikh, right? Mr. Turki Alalshikh has been he's been kind of a guiding light for the sport of boxing. Um, Imagine if he never came along, right? Imagine imagine if Turki Alalshikh never came along, where we would be in the sport, right? Um, it doesn't look. It's not a good thought, is it? Right? We definitely wouldn't have had this weekend's fights. We wouldn't have the huge card that's coming up, the Bud Crawford card, right? We wouldn't have that one. We right, right. We wouldn't have got so many fights we just would not have had. So many potential fights we wouldn't be talking about. But thankfully, that's not the case. He's here, right? And um, what Mr. Turki Alalshikh has done is remove all the excuses, right? He's removed all the excuses of, no, it's the business. It got to make sense. All that stupid shit, right? It got to make sense. It got to make sense for all parties. Well, the guy has unlimited fucking income. So if he can't get you in the ring, it's because you don't want to fucking fight. Point blank, period, end of story. People talk a lot of shit about Tyson Fury, and rightly so, right? Tyson Fury, um, he was the culprit of a lot of that. But guess what? He went over there with Turki Alalshikh, got in the ring with Usyk, regardless of how you feel about him, his performance, and if you've been around here, you know I'm not a Tyson Fury fan. You know that, right? I don't feel the need to um repeat things over and over, right? Because this video is not about my feelings or how I feel about fighters and all that. Like I think a lot of that shit gets in the way of the truth, right? So back to my point, Tyson Fury, yeah, he held up a few undisputed fights, right? He's held it up. He has been difficult to deal with almost 100% of the time. But when the money was right, when the money was right, Usyk, Tyson Fury got on a plane, went over to Saudi Arabia, and fought Alexander Usyk. Fought him pretty well, came up short, almost got stopped in the ninth round. All that shit is true. Lost the fight. It's all true. It's all true. But you know what else is true? No amount of money can get Tank Davis over there. No amount of money. He comes over with silly excuses. Now we know Al Heyman's in the PBC situation over there, right? But Tank Davis wants to get in front of a camera and behind a microphone and say, "Oh, I can get the same money over here on Amazon," or something to that effect, right? Yes, me and Tank Davis are from the same city, but guess what? All Baltimore is not The Wire, okay? It's just not, and I'm gonna just leave it there. All Baltimore. If you think the whole city is The Wire, then that's just how intelligent would that be? There's all classes of people in damn near every city. There's all types of people in damn near every city. And by class, hopefully you know what I mean. I mean class. Money don't buy you class. Money don't buy you class. Tank is about who knows how much richer he is than me. But as far as class though, he don't measure up. Okay? I digress. There's no amount of money that can get Tank over there to fight anybody that we want him to fight. And it seems, you would think that the face of boxing, you would think he'd be willing to go over there and make some astronomical money, right? You would think he'd be willing to do it. Tyson Fury, nobody really calls him the face of boxing, but Tyson Fury was able to go over there and parlay $100 million bag. So what would Canelo demand? Right? I would imagine it'd be a little bit more than that. Should it be? Probably not. I don't think he deserves it. I don't think he deserves it. I don't. Like, for what? For bringing up Jamel Charlo, right? Jaime Munguia, right? Who's not a bad fighter. Jaime Munguia is not a bad fighter, but it's the fact of all the guys you surpassed, all the guys you skipped over to handpick that guy, you know, and still couldn't get him out of there. Tailor-made style for you as a counterpuncher, but still couldn't get him out of there. My point is, this guy is, and look. I have a true love for the sport of boxing. So I don't willy-nilly, I don't just go out here and call fighters cowards. They're the ones getting in the ring. So I don't do that, you know, in a cavalier way at all. But guess what? If I'm saying it, I mean it. Canelo's a fucking coward. When you look at the fights he takes, when he takes them, right? And look at the fights he don't take, it's clear to see. Very clear to see. It's extremely clear to fucking see. He brought up Amir Khan to 154. He brought up Amir Khan to 154 and then, like, fake dropped to his knees to pray after he knocked him out. Like, get the fuck. Oh yeah, I'm sure you yeah. You didn't know that was coming. You didn't know that was coming, right? But look at his excuses, right? Look at his fucking excuses. The David Benavidez one is the most egregious to me. The David Benavidez one is the most egregious for the simple fact that Canelo Alvarez. Now, I just told you about the Amir Khan fight. And back to Amir Khan, he brought him up there at 154, but Canelo was still a light heavyweight on fight night. Right? It wasn't enough to bring him up to 154. He still blew up on that guy. Like, what is this, man? He still blew up on him. It wasn't enough. He came in around light heavyweight and was still getting that work. But I'm not even going to trip because there was no shot at Amir Khan winning that fight. I don't give a fuck if Amir Khan is winning every round going into the 12th. He's getting knocked out in the 12th. Right? And Canelo knew that. He knew all he had to do was touch this guy one time on the chin. Right? But the David Benavidez fight. Who is he to offer me anything? And what does he offer me besides 25 pounds on fight night? Like, you saying that, bro? You saying that. You just, like, Jamel Charlo wasn't calling him out. Jamel Charlo wasn't really chasing greatness. All Jamel Charlo was doing was not being a bitch. All Jamel Charlo was doing was trying to save his family name because his Jamal Charlo fucked it off. So Jamel Charlo was like, nah, man, fuck this. I'm taking this fight. Now, he didn't perform well at all in that fight. He only was there to survive, but he survived. He survived. And you'll see Canelo Cocksucker. You know the channel, Canelo Cocksucking channels, right? They talk about their IQs and everything. But guess what? They gave David Benavidez all types of shit for not knocking out another super middleweight, Caleb Plant, right? So that dropped David Benavidez to less than because he didn't knock out Caleb Plant. Now, Caleb Plant only been stopped once in his career. He only been stopped once in his career. He got 2 losses. One of them was by stoppage against Canelo, right? Which, personally, I think it was a little bit of quit. It was a little bit of quit in him in that fight, just a little bit. He's in the ring asking Canelo how he's doing, and like while he's fighting him, I'm doing pretty good, huh? Like that's the type shit Canelo likes. That's what he like. He needs you to be a bitch in there, to kiss his ass, so to speak. Right? So, David Benavidez catch hell for not knocking out Caleb Plant. Canelo Alvarez brings up Jermell Charlo from 2 weight classes down and couldn't stop him. Right? Couldn't stop him. I don't like the Terrence Crawford fight. I don't like the idea of it. I think it's too much weight. If Canelo is to come down to 160, I like it a little bit more, but I just don't like it. But guess who else don't like it? Canelo. I would watch it. I'd watch it. I'd be into it, especially at 160. It's a little bit different. Crawford would be in that fight, I think. 168 is just crazy. That's just too much. And it doesn't even, it wouldn't even be a proper display of who's the better fighter because it's just too much of a weight difference. Too much. Bivol, do we really, Beterbiev, do we even have to imagine Canelo getting in the ring with a guy like that? He would never. And you know what's funny? 25 pounds on fight night is too much for Canelo to think about. But guess what wasn't too much for him to think about? Ilunga Makabu at cruiserweight. Remember that? Ilunga Makabu at cruiserweight. That was a real option. That was a real option, according to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo fucking Alvarez. But David Benavidez, he's too big. 2 weight classes down from cruiser. Smoke and mirrors with this guy. How about Bivol? Where's the get back? Where's that energy? That guy beat the shit out of Canelo. I'm talking about piecing him up. One, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left up against his fucking face. Canelo basically couldn't touch him. I mean, he touched his arms. All he could do was touch his arms. Couldn't do nothing with that guy. He thought Bivol was sweet. He thought Bivol was a sweet Vic, right? And he got fucked up in that fight. But where's the get back? You thought you won the fight, right? After the fight, yes, I thought I won. I thought I won the fight. Viva la Mexico! If you thought you won, why don't you go get it back? Go get it back in blood. But no, he ain't going to do that. What he's going to do, and real quick, I'm going to touch on this real quick because y'all admit, maybe admit ain't the right word. Y'all declare him to be the face of boxing. So you're telling me that the face of boxing don't have no say in these mandatories, right? You think it's like he's the face of boxing when it comes to demanding people do this and do that and, handicap the fight for him. And, he's the face of boxing when it comes to the money and everything else. But when it comes to these mandatories, oh no, he's just going by what they say. He's just following orders. He's just being a good soldier and following. Get the fuck out of here. The guy's a diva. He's a fucking diva, and he's a punk. And it'd be great, like if he would have let those belts go, we're not even having this conversation. I wouldn't have a complaint in the world. I wouldn't care who he's ducking. I promise you, I wouldn't. Nobody would really care who he's ducking, right? He's holding back these young guys, holding on to the belts and not fighting nobody. It's disgraceful. That's all I got. If you like the video, bang off on that like button one time. Peace.